Most budgets fail in week 2. You start off strong, you color code everything, and you download the 5 apps, and you swear this time it's gonna stick. And then life happens. The car needs gas, the school sends home a surprise fundraiser, and your kid suddenly needs $20 for a field trip, and then you're standing in the kitchen thinking, where the fuck did my money go? Again. Yeah, I've been there. And if you're new here, my name's Natasha, and I help moms get financially unfucked using strategies made for real life. If you've ever felt like your paycheck disappears faster than your coffee, you're not alone. You've tried the spreadsheets, you've tried the envelopes, and you've even tried pretending that your debit card's broken so you'll stop spending. But somehow, it's still gone by Monday. So here's the truth. It's not you. You're not bad with money. You're using a system that was never designed for real life. Traditional budgets, they're built for robots. They expect you to predict the unpredictable, to know exactly how much you're going to spend on groceries and gas and birthday parties and life chaos weeks in advance. But life doesn't work that way, especially when you're juggling kids and bills and that constant mental math of, if I move this here, maybe I can cover that over there. So today I'm going to give you a system that actually works. One that is simple enough to stick with, flexible enough for real life, and powerful enough to finally help you feel in control again. It's called the Unfucked Budget. Now, before I break it down, let me actually introduce myself for anybody new here. My name is Natasha, and I help moms get financially unfucked. So what does that mean? It means helping you get out of debt, start earning income online, and quit that 9-to-5 that's sucking the life out of you so you can live life on your terms. Inside of my community, I show you step by step how to figure out where your money's going, how to redirect it so it's actually working for you, and how to start building freedom one smart move at a time. And yeah, I get it. You might be wondering, well, what makes you different from every other money coach on the internet? And that's a totally fair question. Because here's the thing. I've been exactly where you are. I've been buried in credit card debt. I've juggled late payments. I've cried over bills on the kitchen floor. I've tried every side hustle that promised easy money. And I've watched every guru tell me if I just manifested harder, I'd magically be rich. Spoiler alert, that's bullshit. I don't teach theory. I teach what actually worked for me. I've paid off over $40,000 in credit card and line of credit debt. And I did it without giving up coffee, without living on ramen noodles, and without being a spreadsheet-obsessed psycho. Okay, so what I'm about to teach you is the Unfucked Budget. It's the system that changed everything. It's not fancy, it's not complicated, but it works every damn time. So grab your coffee, take a breath, and let's just get into it. Because if you've ever thought I'm just bad with money, I'm about to prove you wrong in the best way possible. Okay, let's unfuck your finances. So let's be real for a second. Most budgets fail not because you suck at managing money, but because they're built on guilt, not reality. You know that feeling when you start a new diet and on day 3, you're already fantasizing about pizza? That's what a traditional budget feels like. They tell you no to lattes and no to takeout and no fun. And you go along with it because you're desperate to make it work. You convince yourself this time you're going to have the willpower. But here's what really happens. Life punches you in the face by week 2. Your kid gets sick, your car needs tires, your best friend has a birthday dinner you can't skip. And suddenly you're swiping your card again thinking, screw it, I'll just start next month. That screw it moment, that's not failure. That's the system failing you. Because money isn't just math, it's emotional, it's messy, it's tied to every choice, every memory, every damn thing you care about. And when your budget doesn't leave room for that, it will always collapse. See, we've been taught that being good with money means restriction. That if you just cut harder and save more and hustle longer, you'll finally get ahead. But nobody ever taught us balance. Nobody said, hey, you're allowed to build a plan that actually fits your life. I used to think that financial freedom meant saying no to everything that made me happy. Then one day I realized I didn't want to be debt-free and miserable. I wanted to be free and happy. And that's when I created the Unfucked Budget, a system built around how real life works, unpredictable, imperfect, full of curveballs. Because I know what it's like to open your banking app and feel your stomach drop, to wonder if you're ever going to make it to payday, to feel like no matter how hard you work, the numbers never fucking move. You don't need another app. You don't need another spreadsheet. You need a plan that gives you clarity, control, and breathing room. That's exactly what this does. And before you think this is some complicated finance guru thing, I promise you it's not. If you can divide a pizza into 4 slices, you can do this budget because that's literally what it is. 4 simple buckets, 4 slices of your paycheck. Each one has a purpose. So you finally stop wondering where your money is going. Okay, so 4 buckets. That's it. No 27 categories, no color-coded chaos, just 4 places for your money to go. And every single dollar you make gets a job. Because when your money has a job, it stops disappearing. So here's how it works. Bucket 1. This is your needs. This one's obvious. It's the stuff that keeps you alive and functioning. Your rent or your mortgage, groceries, gas, bills, insurance, childcare. Basically, if you don't pay it, life gets chaotic really fucking quick. Now, a lot of people overspend here without realizing it because needs are sneaky. You need food, but do you really need Uber Eats 3 times a week? You need gas, but do you need to drive to Starbucks when you've got coffee at home? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we're going to cut everything out. I'm saying define what a real need looks like. And when you do, you'll start to see how much freedom you can create just by trimming the noise. All right, bucket 2, debt. Yes, I know, this one is not fun. But here's the mindset shift. This isn't punishment, this is power. Every payment you make towards your debt is a vote for your future freedom. It's saying, I'm not living like this forever. When I was paying off 40K in debt, I used to get mad every time I hit submit payment, like angry mad. Until one day I reframed it. I told myself, this is proof that I'm fixing it. Every payment became momentum, and that energy is what got me through the months where I felt like I was just never going to get out. So if you've got debt, don't ignore it. Give it its own bucket, even if it's just $20 a week. That consistency adds up faster than you think. Now, bucket 3, future you. This is your savings, your investments, or as I like to call it, your freedom fund. This is the bucket that changes your future story. Because this is where you start paying you first. It could be saving for a vacation, an emergency fund, or long-term wealth. It really just doesn't matter. The point is you're building security instead of waiting for it to just magically appear. Even if all you can put there is $25 a month, do it. Because what matters most isn't the amount, it's you getting into the habit. Every time you move money into future you, you're proving that you can trust yourself with money. And that is everything. Okay, last one. Bucket 4. This is the fun and flex. The bucket that keeps you sane. This is the guilt-free spending, the coffee, the sushi night, the Target run that somehow turns into $120 worth of candles and throw pillows. We need this bucket because without it, the whole system falls apart. If your budget makes you miserable, you're going to sabotage it. I promise you, joy has to be a part of your plan. So this is your freedom zone. Spend it how you want, guilt-free. That's it. 4 buckets: needs, debt, future you, and fun and flex. Simple enough for real life, but powerful enough to change everything. So now that you know where your money's going, let's talk about how to make it actually work for you. Because knowing your buckets is one thing, but using them right, this is where the magic happens. So now that you've got your 4 buckets, here is the secret. They only work if you give them balance. And before you just roll your eyes and say, Natasha, I don't even have enough money to split 4 ways, breathe. This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. Because when you start telling your money where to go instead of wondering where the fuck it went, this is when you're going to start taking your power back. So let's start with a simple split. 60% needs, 15% debt, 15% future you, and 10% fun and flex. Now, if that doesn't fit your exact life, don't freak out. You can adjust these numbers, however you need to. Single moms, 2-income homes, variable paychecks. It doesn't matter. The goal isn't to just copy mine. It's to create yours. So let's walk through what that might actually look like in real life. So say you made $4,000 a month. Here's the breakdown. $2,400 goes towards needs, rent, groceries, gas, bills, $600 towards debt, $600 for future you, and $400 for fun and flex. That's it. Now, maybe your rent alone eats up half of your paycheck. Fine, start smaller. Maybe your first split is more like 70% needs, 10% debt, 10% future you, and 10% fun. It's still progress. It's still working. It's still better than winging it. Because here's the thing. Every single dollar that you give direction to, even if it's just one, is a win. When I first started, I could barely save anything. Like I'm talking $25 a month, but I did it anyways. And that tiny habit built confidence because it wasn't about the $25. It was proving to myself that I could follow through. And when you start following through, that is when everything changes because you're going to notice something wild. Your money stops ghosting you. It's like, oh, look who decided to stick around for once. And suddenly you've got a little cushion before payday. You're not panicking every time an unexpected bill shows up. You actually feel in control. And that's a fucking good feeling. Now here's the magic part. Once your buckets are set, you don't have to think about them every day. We're going to make the system do the heavy lifting for you. So you can just focus on living your life and not counting receipts like an accountant on fucking espresso. So let's make your unfucked budget run on autopilot. Okay, so here's how we make this thing bulletproof. Because let's be honest, if your system depends on you manually transferring money every single payday, you're going to forget. You're going to tell yourself, oh, you'll do it later. And later turns into shit, I fucking spent it. So we automate it. This is how you make your unfucked budget run itself. On payday, the goal is to have your money automatically move into each bucket without you even touching it. Here's how. Set up separate accounts for each bucket. You don't need fancy one. Just basic checkings or savings accounts will do. Bucket 1, that's going to be your needs. It stays in your main checking account. Bucket 2, debt. It can stay where your payments are pulled from. Bucket 3, future you. Open a savings account that's not linked to your debit card. Bucket 4, fun and flex. Create a small debit account for guilt-free spending. Now, call your bank or set it up online so that every payday, your money automatically transfers into those accounts. You get paid, boom, your money's now divided instantly. There's no thinking, there's no guilt, there's no oops, I forgot. You'll literally log into your bank and you'll see your plan in action. And that's when budgeting stops feeling like a punishment and it starts feeling like power because suddenly you are the boss of your money. You've got a plan and your plan's got you. So let me give you an example. When I first did this, I set up an automatic transfer of $50 every 2 weeks into a future you savings. And I swear the first month I saw that little account grow and I was hooked. It wasn't about the $50. It was about finally feeling like I was doing something right. I started calling it the freedom stash because every time I looked at it, I didn't just see money. I saw proof that I was changing my story. And that's the feeling I want you to have. That quiet confidence when you realize that you're not stuck anymore. You're building something that's real. Now, before you go setting this up, let's talk about the 3 biggest mistakes that can completely blow up this system and how to avoid them, because I've made every single one of them, and I don't want you to. Mistake number 1, overcomplicating it. Listen, if your budget needs a legend or a spreadsheet or a calculator app just to understand it, it's too much. The beauty of the unfucked budget is its simplicity. 4 buckets, that is it. When people start adding subcategories like pet haircuts or back to school snacks, they burn out. And when you burn out, you quit. So keep it simple. If something doesn't clearly fit into one of your 4 buckets, it probably doesn't matter enough to track it. Remember, clarity beats complexity every single time. Mistake number 2, forgetting the fun. I see this all the time. People get so excited to go all in and say, I don't need fun money right now. I'm being responsible. 2 weeks later, they're absolutely fucking miserable. They're scrolling Amazon at midnight, adding things to their cart for that little dopamine hit. And then they blow the budget and then they feel like shit. Here's the truth. Guilt-free money is mandatory because your brain needs a reward. If your plan feels like punishment, it's not sustainable. You have to build joy into your system, even if it's $10 for a coffee or a cheap bottle of wine. It matters. That fun and flex bucket isn't fucking optional. It is the glue that is going to keep the rest of it together. Mistake number 3, thinking small wins don't count. This one's sneaky. We tend to think if we can't save $500, it's not worth it. Or if we only pay $20 towards debt, it's pointless. Bullshit. That's how we stay stuck, by discrediting progress just because it's small. Every dollar that you redirect is a statement. It's you saying, I'm in charge now. Those $20 and $25 moves, they build habits, and habits build freedom. I'll never forget the first time I realized my future you bucket had over $300 in it. I cried because for the first time in my adult life, I didn't feel like a financial fuck up. So don't you dare underestimate those small wins. They're proof that your story is changing. All right. So now that you know what not to do, let's talk about what happens after you set all of this up. What life actually feels like when your money finally has a purpose and you stop living in survival mode. Because that is where things get really good. So what actually happens when your money finally has a job? You start to breathe again. You stop waking up with that pit in your stomach, wondering if there's enough left in the account to make it to Friday. You stop snapping at your kids when they ask you for something small. Not because you're mean, but because you're scared. When every dollar has a place, you stop guessing, you stop feeling guilty, and you start feeling in control. Maybe for the first time ever. And it's not about the numbers, it's about the peace of knowing that the bills are covered, the peace of seeing that future you account slowly growing, the peace of walking into a store and buying yourself a fucking coffee without guilt because you planned for it. You know what that feels like? Freedom. Even if you're still paying off debt, even if you're not where you want to be yet. That sense of, I've got a system now, I know where my money's going. That's the moment that everything shifts. Because once you feel that peace, you'll never want to go back. I want to tell you a quick story. There was a night, not that long ago, where I sat on my bathroom floor, surrounded by bills, phone kept lighting up with payment declined. I felt like I failed as a mom, as a partner, as a grown-ass fucking adult. I was doing everything right. I was working and I was trying to budget and I was sacrificing, and it still felt like I was just drowning. And that's when I realized something. The problem wasn't me. It was the system. The traditional budget had me tracking every penny like a fucking robot. But it never gave me room to live, to breathe, to be human. That night, I tore the whole thing fucking apart. I made a list of what actually mattered. My real needs, my debt, my future, and my joy. 4 categories. That's where this all started. The unfucked budget was born out of a fucking breakdown. And what happened next? I stuck with it. For the first time in my life, I didn't quit after 2 weeks. I started seeing progress. Debt balances dropping, savings inching up. And every time I made one tiny win, I celebrated it. Not because I was rich, but because I was freeing myself. And that's what I want for you. I want you to wake up and feel proud of how you're managing your money, not ashamed. I want you to know where your next paycheck is going before it even lands. And I want you to stop feeling like freedom is some faraway dream, because it's not. It's built one decision at a time. So you've got your buckets, you've got your ratios, you've got your system. Now let's talk about what comes next. How to make your money earn more for you once it's finally organized. Because getting financially unfucked isn't about just cleaning up the mess. It's about building something that's going to last. Okay, so your money finally has a plan. You've got clarity, control, and a little bit of breathing room now. Now it's time to make that money work harder than you do, because once you stop wasting it, the next step is to start multiplying it. But here's the thing most people miss. You don't need to start with thousands of dollars or fancy investments. You start by shifting your mindset from spending to strategic building. So let me explain. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, every dollar feels like it's gone before you get it. So your brain learns to see money as something temporary, something that passes through your hands. But when you start using a system like the unfucked budget, that changes. You begin to see money as a tool that can create peace and options and opportunity. So instead of asking, can I afford this? You will start asking, will this move me closer to freedom? And that one question changed everything for me. It stopped me from making emotional purchases that gave me 5 minutes of happiness, but added 5 days of stress. And it made me start thinking like a freedom builder, not a spender. So Once your money is organized, here's where you can start making it earn more. Step 1, build your future you fund into an opportunity account. This is your seed money. It's what you're going to use later to invest in things that grow. Maybe a business, maybe education, maybe passive income tools. Even if you're only saving $25 or $50 a month right now, it's building your financial muscle. And that consistency, it compounds like crazy. Step 2, cut out the leaks. This part is sneaky but huge. Go through your subscriptions, your maybe I'll use it services, and your unnecessary reoccurring costs. Every dollar you free up here can be redirected into a bucket that actually is going to move you forward. Think of it like unclogging your financial drain. Once you stop the leaks, your buckets will start filling faster. Step 3, learn how to make money outside of your paycheck. This is where I get fired up because this is how I changed everything for my family. I realized that no matter how perfect my budget was, it can only stretch so far. If I wanted real freedom, I had to make more without trading more hours away from my kids. And that's when I learned how to earn money online. And I don't mean sketchy side hustles or random surveys. I mean real legit digital income, things like reselling digital programs or creating content or affiliate marketing or building online offers that run even while you sleep. When I first started, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I followed a system and it worked. Because once your budget gives you breathing room, your next step is to buy back your time. And this is the whole point. You can't build freedom if your income depends entirely on your effort. You need systems that work while you can live your life. So first, unfuck your finances. Then, learn how to make your money work for you and not the other way around. And in the next part, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. How to take the structure you've built here and then turn it into momentum towards your first $100 online. Yes, $100 might not sound like much, but once you can prove that you can make money from your phone, your brain starts asking, if I can do $100, what's stopping me from 1,000? And that's where the next level begins. All right, so you've got your 4 buckets running. You've got clarity. You're starting to breathe again. So now let's talk about something that changes everything. Making that first $100 online. Because that's the moment your brain goes, holy shit, I can actually do this. I still remember the first time it happened for me. It wasn't thousands. It wasn't overnight, but it was a $1,200 sale while I was folding laundry on a Sunday. And I just stood there staring at my phone like, I didn't even do anything right now. And that's the moment like it flipped a switch in my mind because suddenly I realized I didn't have to rely on someone else for a paycheck. I didn't have to beg for overtime or hope my boss gave me a raise. I could build something that worked for me. And once that clicked, everything changed. So let me show you how simple it can actually be to start. These days, we have AI, tools that can write, design, brainstorm, and automate half the work for us. You literally have a digital employee sitting in your pocket 24/7. You can use AI to write your product descriptions, create graphics or ebooks, build social media content that sells while you sleep. Hell, even create the product for you. The key isn't working harder, it's learning how to work smarter. And this is where I see so many moms like you, hardworking and resourceful and exhausted, missing out. Because we've been told making money online is too techy or it's too complicated or it's too risky. But it's not. You just need the right system and the right mentorship. And that's exactly why I created my community. It's where I teach moms step by step how to not just budget better, but actually build freedom. We start with clarity, then we move into creation, and then we scale it. All using the tools that you already have, your phone, your story, and your willingness to learn. Because here's what I know. You don't need another get rich quick promise. You need a real path to break free from survival mode. And it starts right here, one small win at a time, the same way that $25 future you fund builds momentum. So will your first $100 online. It's not about the money itself. It's about what it represents. Proof that you're not stuck. Proof that you can build something new. Proof that freedom isn't just for other people. Listen, you deserve that, and your kids deserve to see you living it. Because when you step into control of your money and your mindset and your income, you stop surviving and you start leading. Now, before I wrap this up, I want to leave you with something powerful. The part that ties this whole video together, because this isn't just about a budget, it's about a mission. This isn't about just budgeting. It's not about numbers or spreadsheets or fancy financial terms. This is about freedom. It's about peace of mind. It's about being able to look at your kids and know that you've got them. It's about the moment that you stop holding your breath every time your card taps. It's about walking into the grocery store without praying that the payment goes through. It's about not crying in your car after work because you're fucking exhausted and broke and just wondering how the hell life got so hard. Because I've been there. I know what it feels like to give everything you've got and still feel like it's just never fucking enough. To work your ass off, to sacrifice, to do everything right and still feel like you're drowning. But listen to me. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not bad with money. You've been playing a game that was rigged against you. But the good news, you can rewrite the rules. And that's what this whole financially unfucked movement is about. It's not about being perfect. It's about taking back your power. One decision, one bucket, one small win at a time. You don't have to be rich to start. You just have to start thinking differently. Because once you do, everything changes. And here's the truth that I've learned. When a mom gets her finances in order, the ripple effect is massive. She shows up differently. She parents differently. She dreams differently because she's no longer living in fear. She's building from power. And that's why my mission isn't just about me. It's about you. I want to help 1,000 moms get out of debt. I want to help 1,000 moms build freedom-based income and just live life completely on their terms. And I want you to be one of them because I know what happens when you do. Your whole life changes. Your home feels lighter. Your kids feel safer. And you finally feel proud of the woman staring back at you in the mirror. Now, here's what I want you to do next. If you felt something in this video, if you're tired of starting over, tired of struggling, tired of pretending you're fine when you're not, I want you to do something different today. Join me inside of Financially Unfucked. It's where I walk you through this entire system step by step, from paying off debt, to managing your money like a fucking boss, to building online income that gives you options. You'll have access to templates and trainings and coaching calls and a community of badass women who are just walking the same path, supporting each other every step of the way. It's only $39 a month, which, let's be real, is less than a meal out. But what it gives you is a roadmap to change your entire life. Because I'm not here to sell you hype. I'm here to help you win. So hit the link below, join us inside, and let's get you financially unfucked for real. You've got your buckets. You've got your system. Now it's just time to build your freedom because your family deserves it, and so do you. I'll see you inside.